Hi guys, and welcome to my very messy kitchen. Today I'm helping a friend to make a wedding cake for her son's wedding. She's also a hobby cake decorator, but she has gotten arthritis in her hands, so it's difficult for her to do the cake decorating, so I'm helping her. So I thought I would show you how I make my marzipan roses. I will show you up close. Of course there are several ways to do this. This is just my way, and I'm sure there's a lot of maybe easier or better ways. But I thought I'll show you, and I'll take you along as we assemble the cake. I have not been baking the cake, thank God, as many of you know, the ones who have followed me for a while. I don't like to bake, I like to decorate. So this is a perfect situation for me where I can make the decorations and then decorate the cake, and someone else have been baking. So that's what I'll be doing today, is a marzipan cake in 3 layers. Of course now I'm a bit short on time, so nothing's new beneath the stars here in Norway. I always are pressed for time when I'm making a cake, but at least this time we are 2 people, so yeah. So I'll take you down and I'll show you how I make my marzipan roses. Okay guys, so this is what I have made. It's about 68, I think, marzipan roses. I made these over the last 2 days, so they get time to dry. They get kind of hard and not soft anymore. And there, I don't know if you can see, but I have made most of the roses in 3 different shades of pink. And I've used this mold and a cutter to make these small flowers, and I think it's about 100 or 120 of these small flowers. This is the time of year where my house is invaded by flies, so I'm sorry if there are any flies here. I know it's not very sanitary, but yeah, that's the way it is when you have animals. Okay, so this is what you need to make the flowers. This I have a white marzipan and this baby pink marzipan, and then I have colored. I've just taken some white marzipan and blended in some of the pink into, so I get 2 lighter shades of pink. So marzipan, I have this small roller. Is that what it's called? I don't know. A spoon, preferably a plastic spoon, and cookie cutters, round cookie cutters. You can get different kind of cutters. If you don't have these kind of round cutters, you can just make small balls of the marzipan and just press down like that, and you will have a rose petal. So you don't have to have these, but it's easier. And there are different kinds of cutters when you make roses, so yeah, you can use different kinds. And the first thing I do is I roll out a piece of marzipan, and you can make, you can make them different sizes. I'll make a kind of medium flower since it's easier for you to see that way. And then I use this size. And how many petals, the more petals you make, the bigger the rose. So I usually use four petals for the darkest color and 5 or 6. You're supposed to do it in odd numbers. I don't have to roll out that much, maybe. Yeah, I'll just do this off camera and I'll come back when I've cut out all the petals. Okay, so I've cut out 4 of, I don't know if I'm going to use all of them, but I've cut out 4 of the darkest color, 5 of the next, and 7 of the lightest. And the first thing I do is I make a base. I make a kind of pear-shaped piece of marzipan, and I use the darkest to do that. And that's kind of the inside, what's going to help me start the shape of the rose. And now you can use the petals as they are, but I like them to be much more thin and delicate, so I use the plastic spoon and I press out the top part of the petal, so you get a very thin edge here. Then I take the little pear-shaped piece, I put it inside the first petal like that, and I fold the petal like that and like that. And now I do this with all the rose petals. I'm sorry, but my battery was out, but that gives me a chance to show you. Here you can see the first 2 layers. Okay, and I'll try to put you back on the tripod and show you how I continue. Okay, so now I just do the same with all the petals, and I overlap the next petal. I lay about a centimeter over the last one, like that. Don't press in at the top, like that, and then I just fold it out a bit, and this is, and you do this all the way around. If you pinch the petals some on the middle, you get a nice shape. So that was all the darkest one, and then I just continue with the lighter petals. And now you can see it starts to look like a proper rose. The thicker the pieces are, the bigger the petals will be when you kind of squish them out. And now for the lightest color. And imperfection is kind of nature's way of making things perfect. So don't stress that the petals are not alike or that the edges are not perfect. It will just look more real that way. I'm sorry. I have everything covered, the marzipan and the roses, so that the fleas don't poop on the on the marzipan. And if I wanted a bigger rose now, I could either use more petals or a bigger cutter or a smaller one if I wanted them small. But now you see the base is too big. I cannot put this on the cake like this. So the first thing I do is I press underneath, making sure that all the petals glue together. Like this. And then I take a knife and I cut like that. And now we are going to use royal icing to glue the roses on. You could use hard spaghetti that's not cooked, and stick it in the rose and then put it in the cake. That's another way. Or you could use edible glue. I think royal icing, especially for this kind of big flowers, is the best. I'll take you off and I'll give you a closer look. So that's the rose all done. It's difficult to see the colors because of the lighting. I'll try to take it outside and show you. Here you can see the flower outside. Looks like a rose, I think. Okay, now I'll have to pack up and I'll go to my girlfriend's house and we'll assemble the cake. With the mother of the groom, my friend Anita. We were a bit stressed. Been covering, putting the cakes together and covering with marzipan. We are sweating bullets and it's about 130 degrees, I think, inside here now. So we have to hurry up and decorate the cake. So that's what we'll be doing now. And that's the cake all done.